Hello, everyone. This is Margaret Traylor with Gateways to Wisdom. And I'm really happy that you're here today for our show about more members of your loss recovery team. In this physical world, we have so many things happen that there's good things and bad things too. And change means letting go of something. And that can be good, it can be hard, it can be fun, it can have loss in it. So I have a question for you. Have you ever thought about who might also be able to help you in handling all of the losses that you go through in life? We've met in our first episode. You met spirit animal guides and you met your guardian angels, and that was a whole lot of fun. And then in the second one, you got to find your special place, your healing place, a place that you can go to help you recuperate from loss. And in the third one, last week, we talked about and introduced you to some of your divine guidance team to help you in recovering from loss. And those are wonderful things, absolutely fantastic. My question for you is, who else might be part of your loss recovery team? Have you ever thought that maybe ancestors and relatives could be rooting for you and you don't even know it? Wouldn't that be fun? It's an amazing thing to see. It truly is. So I hope that as you experience in this show tonight, in the meditation, I hope you find out just how much fun it can be to meet more of your team. There can be ancestors. Have you ever experienced that? Had ancestors come forward and be there to help you out? Let me know. I would love to find out. It's so interesting to see all of the wonderful looks on clients' face when they find out how big their support team is from Divine. So I'm hoping today you're going to get a chance to have that experience. Let me know if you're here. I would love to say hi. Let me know if you're here, please, and let me know also maybe where you're from. See if we have different time zones coming in here. And then let me know if you've experienced meeting some of your ancestor healing team. That would be a lot of fun. In the meantime, this is Margaret Taylor, Gateways to Wisdom, and we're counting down the seconds here till we start officially here in just a few seconds. So looking forward to a wonderful show and helping you meet more of your divine guidance team for all of the happy and sad things that happen in life. Ancestors, grandmothers, spirit guides. Alrighty, it's officially 8 o'clock according to my computer. So this is Margaret Taylor with Gateways to Wisdom. Thank you, everyone. This is Margaret Taylor with Gateways to Wisdom. And I'm so glad you're here tonight to learn more about your divine loss recovery team. Just wanted to check in and see if you have been receiving the reminders for the show. Make sure you sign up for those on the website or through Facebook. And then before we get started, I wanted to call in the compassionate helping spirits that are always here to be part of this and to help you on your journey. So let's take just a brief pause, maybe even close your eyes and ask for divine to be here, creating sacred space for you and for me and for all of us. Beautiful sacred space where we can be safe and receive and enjoy the wonderful energies of those beautiful, divine, compassionate, loving, helping spirits that are here today to be with us all. Thank you to the ancestors and to the guardian angels, the directions, and our divine spirit guides, and everyone else that's here today to help us on our journey. So we were talking about whether or not you had met your ancestors in a healing session in the past. Have any of you had that wonderful experience? It's an amazing thing. Ancestors can be such a gift. There's so much that we've all gone through throughout the lifetimes. And experiencing a healing ceremony that involves your ancestors is big. There's so many that when you ask for help and they come through too, it's beautiful because you're helping them as well. And releasing all that old stuff is truly amazing. It's a gift for you and a gift for them. So yes, your ancestors can be a huge part of you lightening your load of heavy energy. As wanted to welcome you again. This has been quite a day. Lots of ancestors today in the work I've done. Lots of ancestors and relatives and the grandmothers weren't there today. Anyway, thank you for being here. Please let me know that you're here and where you're from. We were doing this as the third show about loss, and it's because there's so many different kinds, and it's wrapped up in happy things too. So I wanted to ask you if you've had loss in a sadness, loss in happy things, like maybe you got a brand new job and it's the best thing ever. But then all of a sudden you feel sad. And it's your dream job and everything's fantastic and it's the perfect thing for you and you absolutely are so happy and excited. Then all of a sudden you feel sad and like you're letting go of so much stuff. And that's because you are. You're letting go of friendships from that prior job. You're letting go of places that you're used to. It's weird how loss can be in the good stuff too. So one of the families that I was working with, they're beautiful, beautiful family. It's a his and hers and ours situation. And of course, those are very complicated and just beautiful, beautiful kids, and the parents are wonderful. One of the children problems with all of the changes, these happy changes, these in a loving home with beautiful, supportive parents, and all of the kids, they get along really well. And this one little guy was so unhappy, and he just felt empty. And of course, that's terrifying for a parent. What do I do for my child? I love them so much. And lots of changes, lots of loss, lots of beautiful, happy changes and a much better environment and everything. And yet, when you're letting go of what you know, what you're familiar with, even if it's not a good thing, it can be really scary and really hard. So we did ceremony, and oh my gosh, this little guy, what a change. He's hugging people now and laughing and just enjoying life. And the whole family is so happy. So it's beautiful things like that that I have the joy of experiencing in working with the loss recovery teams that everybody has. And some of those experiences involve welcoming in the relatives and the ancestors. So I wanted to ask, have any of you, when you've started something new, experienced loss when you least expected it? I know I shared about starting a new job. What other examples have you had? Can you please put those in the comments and let us know? There's so many different weird times when something really happy can make you cry unexpectedly. And it's all okay because that's just part of the process. Change and loss can birth new things and wonderful opportunities. So those are all good things when you're able to allow them to be. So if you have any situations like that, please put it in the comments. Let us know. Be sure and share. Wanted to talk today a little bit about additional members of your loss recovery team. Have any of you ever heard of the directions? We know of directions. We're finding and navigating our way everywhere, east, west, north, south. But have you ever thought of them as far as spirits, being able to help you find your direction in life? I'm here in this place today. What's the best direction for me to head? Maybe you've got an option over here and one there and one there. What direction is the best way to go? Well, the spirit guides, the directions can help you with that. And in combined with them, I always see the elements all the time. And the elements I'm familiar with are fire, air, water, earth. Some of the other traditions around the world include Akasha, or the Akashic records, the ether, where all of our history is written. And there's so much. That's a whole nother conversation because the Akashic records contain so much. And there's so many beautiful guides that can help you with wonderful other ways of healing and finding your path. But with the directions that I'm familiar with the North American traditions and the Northern European traditions, it's earth, air, fire, and water. I think Chinese add in metal, and there may be other ones with the different shamanic traditions around the world. When you look at the directions, they always start in the east. And you think about that, it makes sense because east is new beginnings, it's sunrise, right? And the element that goes with new beginnings is air, springtime. And air is lightness, illumination, clarity, inspiration, and a connection to your intuition. Spring in the east, new beginnings. So when you are wanting to bring new changes into your life, those may be the directions and the elements that show up for you. When we start going around the wheel, the medicine wheel, we go from east, which is wherever, to go south. And that is the direction for fire. And south is warmth, right? At least from where I live in the Northern Hemisphere. I live in Iowa, and we've got winter coming, and anywhere south is warmer. So south is associated with the element fire, and fire is all consuming. It purges and cleanses and clears out things. And it's also associated with growth. Because fire, when you think about that, there's so many things that when fire clears out old, it's leaving space, right? Space for you to start new things and bring in good, healthy things, to create a new garden of experiences and new things that you want to create. So south and fire are associated with playfulness of all things. Fire is beautiful and happy. I mean, I realize it can be terrifying as well, but think about it in terms of opening up space. And that allows for more discernment, more opportunities, more interconnectedness to all things. So fire and growth make a whole lot of sense. And that direction is south. Start thinking about what you want to bring into your life. And we're going to have fun in the meditation introducing you to all of these wonderful, compassionate, helping spirits. So it's going to be fun to see who comes forward for you today. West is our next direction if we keep going around the circle. And west is autumn, fall, and water. It's a time of change. And it's also associated with death, and not death in terms of the physical life passing, death in terms of change. When we allow ourselves to let go of an old habit or an old part of our life or an old thing that we were hanging on to, then we're starting new. And so we're allowing, in a sense, we're allowing that life, that old us, to die. And that's a wonderful, empowering thing to do, because then you're creating the opening for new things, for rebirth, for dreams and inner knowledge, and introspection, rebirth. And all those things are really wonderful and empowering and happy. The last direction, of course, is north, and that is earth energy. And it's winter. And winter is a wonderful time. And earth, wow. Earth is the womb of all of nature, all of us. Where creation is born in the earth. And that's where reality is for us. That's where we can go into our inner selves and have our inner spiritual journey that will allow us to manifest outwardly as we continue on around the medicine wheel again. So all of these directions are really powerful. They help us in all of the different ways that we can experience the changes and the growth and the wisdom that we want to create in our life. In addition to the elements and the directions, we've got ancestors and relatives, and there's a lot of old energies associated with ancestors and relatives. And that kind of energy is so important to let go of and to be able to help release so that it sets you free from chains from the past that have come forward into this lifetime for you. And that may sound kind of weird, but it happens. And it can also be relatives from this lifetime. I have a client who had a horrible upbringing. She had alcoholic parents. Her father was abusive. It was horrible. And then along with all of the the terribleness of that was all of the things that kids are told, um, especially girls sometimes. Um, so she's carrying all this heavy weight of all of that stuff, and her at the time we did the healing ceremony, her dad was gone. He had passed away, and she had a lot of anger. I mean, that makes complete sense, right? To be angry about how the growing up was, and angry that um, that he treated people that way. And it wasn't just her; it was everyone. We did the ceremony, and she asked for everything that was in her greatest good, and Spirit gave that to her. It was a huge blessing. She met with her relatives for a forgiveness ceremony, and he was one of the ones that came there asking to be forgiven. And when you can forgive people, you can forgive, you're setting yourself free. It's so important to be able to forgive. And it's so important to be able to forgive not only others, but to forgive yourself and to ask for forgiveness, to be aware of what your part is in whatever has been going on. Those energies are huge in helping you set yourself free, to be at peace and to be light and connected really truly with your heart and your spirit, and it gives you so much freedom to move forward in health and wellness. And after that ceremony, my client she was not happy that Spirit had brought her dad there, because she wasn't ready to forgive. Her spirit was ready to forgive, but her head wasn't. And that's so sad, because when you hold on to anger about things, my son taught me this beautiful, wise words. He goes, Mom, you're angry about that, and all you're doing is giving your power away, giving it away to somebody I'm mad about for good reason. Well, that doesn't make any sense, right? So I've been working on stopping doing that, because I don't want to give my power away, especially to somebody that I feel hasn't been there for me or done the right thing by me. So this friend, letting go of that anger is so important, and being able to to stop giving your power away, to stop being stuck, to be able to set yourself free to truly be yourself. So those are some ways that I've seen and been able to help others. So many others have received the blessing of forgiveness with their relatives, and the support, the amazing support. Oh my gosh, I had this other client. She has had a very, she's bullied right now, lots of difficult things that she's going through. And when we did a ceremony a couple of weeks ago, I think, and her relatives came through, she had so many. And you should have seen the look on her face. She was just like, oh, wow, I didn't know they were all supportive of me. Wow. That's the beauty of having your ancestors and relatives come forward for you. Those three things, the forgiveness and letting go of those energies, the being able to take your power back and stop being angry. And then to know you have all of this support from the universe and from your relatives. Support that is there for you all the time. What a wonderful, amazing gift. So it's such a blessing to see those things and see and feel the energies shift when all of this healing happens from divine. That's about all I've got on the elements and the directions. There's different traditions, so if you're interested, be sure and do some homework on that and see which one resonates. There's a lot about the ancestors, the grandmothers, and the relatives, and there's a lot of different kinds of healing that happen with all of those. So they are a very important part of our loss recovery team. All righty. Checking my notes here. So I have a question for you. Would it help you to know that your ancestors or your relatives were cheering for you from the other side? Let me know. I would love to find out. My experience, I was so surprised, actually. When I first kind of started on this journey, I got to reconnect with my mom. I had lost her and a sister several years ago. And wow, to know how much she believes in what I'm doing, I never would have guessed. Never would have guessed. And that's just been a huge, huge gift to me. So I hope that if you haven't already, that you know that those from the other side are cheering you on. Please let me know if you are, if you've experienced that wonder and that joy. So we are going to move into our meditation now. And it is about helping you connect with your ancestors. And for this one, for this particular meditation, I felt like it was really important. I have this drum that was given to me. Yes, it's over here. You need to see it over here. And it's pretty old. It's beautiful. And every time I play it, I feel like I can hear the ancestors. I can feel their presence. Not just mine, but a lot of others. And it's just a wonderful, beautiful, peaceful experience. So I'm going to start the drumming when we start the meditation. I want to remind everyone that meditations, don't ever do them when you're driving or when you're distracted. It's very important to be able to fully experience them when you can relax and you can be undisturbed, be at home or somewhere that's quiet. We will be posting the replay of the show, so you'll be able to watch the meditation sometime when you can really experience it. So sit back and relax, and we're going to start the meditation now. I'm going to ask that the spirits be here, divine. I hope you can feel all the love that's all around you. It's so deep and so beautiful. It's just amazing. Feel yourself deeply connected, deep into Mother Earth. Oh my. And allow yourself to relax. Just relax and let go. And imagine you're walking out into one of those beautiful meadows. Grasses and wildflowers all over. Gentle breezes. Sunlight. Blue sky. The kind of clouds in there up in the sky that you can down in the grass and look at the pictures. Remember when you used to do that? What animal do you see there? And watch the cloud change shape. Oh, it was a bunny rabbit, and now it's a horse, and then it's a shark. Who knows, whatever it is. Clouds. The clouds are coming closer. You're laying on the ground, enjoying the deep connection to Earth. And as you lay there, you can feel yourself relaxing even more, letting go of stress and anxiety, just seeping away deep into the earth. Your whole body just disappears into the earth, setting your spirit body free. And so you go up into the clouds and you play with them, laughing, flying all over the sky, pushing them and pulling them. It's kind of like playing with Play-Doh, and it's so much fun. Flowing through you, beautiful blend air. And as it blows through you and blows you all over the sky, laughing with you, and being joyful and happy, you can feel it blowing through you, taking away more and more things that no longer serve you, and you happily let them go. You don't need that old stuff anymore. You let them go. You float back down to the earth. Earth energies have already been helping you. This beautiful meadow, there's a bonfire. Fire. You walk over to it and you realize you're not alone. There are so many others with you here in sacred space, this beautiful meadow. Connections, old, all of you, connected energetically, tied together, unable to break free. And so you walk into fire, this beautiful fire is so amazing. It feels wonderful, warm and healing. Oh my goodness. Magical fire, burning away all those connections, transforming, transmuting all of that energy. Each one of you set free from all the others. The fire, beautiful, helpful, loving spirit, happily setting you each free. What a beautiful and joyful thing. All of those old energies gone. All of your relatives, ancestors, and maybe even others connected somehow through time, caught in the same web, all set free by Divine Creator and the elements. And all of their divine guidance teams. So many angels here, beautiful spirit guides. Feels amazing. Beautiful lightness, freedom. Freedom. You all walk over into the blessing pool. Water. That beautiful healing energy. You float in it, soak in it, and you allow it to fill in and heal even more. Feels wonderful. The energies of water. So very special. And as you each leave the blessing pool, your divine guardian angel is with you. You walk through a beautiful curtain of white light, divine energy, integration, transformation. Feels wonderful, empowering, and so healing. And all of those others leave. And you stay by the blessing pool. You realize you're not alone. Your guardian angels are here. Your divine spirit guides are here. And there are relatives here. Here at the blessing pool. They've come to greet you and to tell you how much they love you and how much they support you in everything you're doing. You are so loved. Loved in ways that you may not have imagined being even possible. And all of these beautiful spirits are here to let gratitude for them coming. You walk back out into the meadow. There's a beautiful group of wise women waiting for you, the grandmothers. They're here to introduce you to them, to let you know that whenever you need them, they're happy to share their wisdom and their healing with you. They love you so much. Each one gives you a hug. Beautiful divine connection. What a wonderful gift. So many here for you, and so many others that can be, depending on what your needs are and what you want to create in your life. I want you to know how much they love you and how much they love helping you. They love helping you. Hugs from the grandmothers. More divine light pouring down on you as you take the hands of your guardian angels and you walk back into your room, back to wherever it is you are, back into your body, all the way back, all the way back. Feel yourself all the way back in your body. Breathe deeply. Be sure and stretch. Move your arms. Stretch your fingers. Look at your toes. Move your hands and feet. Feel yourself all the way back in your body completely. When you get a chance, make sure you drink some water or hold a rock, whatever it takes to feel like you're really grounded back into yourself again. Wow, that was so much fun. You got to meet all of the elements and some of the directions, I think. I don't remember anymore. And you got to meet the ancestors and the relatives. You got to meet some of your relatives. And you got to meet the grandmothers and connect again with your guardian angels and your spirit guides. Wow, that's a huge gift from Spirit today. I'm so happy for you. And it's so easy. They want you to know how easy and happy it is to work with them. So if you're ever wanting to delve into that more, be sure and let me know. Get in touch. You can find more information about working with your Divine Guidance team on my website at willowhorserun.org. So let's see, what do we have left here? Okay. So there are some really super easy ways for you to do quick anytime healing things, because we're running through life, especially here in the States. You're going constantly, and because of that, it's so important to have some really fast, simple ways for you to reset your energy all day long with nobody knowing. And it can be things that you're doing walking to a meeting or when you're going to the bathroom. Maybe that's TMI, but that's a great place to do a quick reset. So one of the techniques that I love to use is energy. You've met the elements, and for me, sunlight is a huge one. So sunlight is like fire. I love the feel of sunlight on my face and on my body and how warm it is, and it immediately it feels like when I feel like sunlight is going through me, then I've let go of all this other stuff. And so when I think of sunlight and I imagine it on my face, it's so easy for me to all of a sudden feel, okay, I feel good again. My husband loves water, and we used to laugh about him imagining his computer and his desk at work floating in a pool. We made it all waterproof, so it would still work. But when you're busy, and if you relate to water and floating in water, imagining that you're in that element and how good it feels, and you're still getting work done, it's like it's empowering you to release stress and release anxiety. And at the same time, because you're doing that and you're open to this feel of water, you're more open to inspirations that make your job easier every day. So that's a really fun, simple, instant reset for your energy. Another way is thinking about your favorite place. Maybe it's your lost recovery place, wherever Spirit took you in that meditation last week. Maybe it's a favorite camping place or a memory. Whatever it is, use those techniques. Maybe it's a song, a smell. For me, it'd have to be the smell of chocolate. I remember coming home when I was a kid, and my mom was an amazing baker, smelling fresh homemade bread. I'm walking across the yard. Wow, that's a wonderful memory to use as an energy reset. So think of yours. Have more than one. Have a whole list of them, because different situations mean needing a different kind of energy reset. So let us know. Put it in the comments. If you have your own special energy reset, I would love to know what it is. And I'm sure it would help everyone else too. Let's see. I'm very curious about who came to work with you in the meditation. Were you surprised? Was it helpful? Or was it kind of what's the right word? I hope it was empowering for you to know how loved you are and how many spirits of all kinds are out there loving you and cheering you on and wanting to see you successful and happy and healthy and full of well-being. So if you would like to know more, there's more information on my website at willahorserun.org. Be sure and sign up for our show updates. Let me know if you have questions. You can reach me at margaret.whr@gmail.com. I would love to help you and answer any questions that you might have. I want to thank you for being here today. And I wanted to give you a quick update on the topic next week. We're going to be talking about, trying to remember, getting ready for the holidays. It's that time of year already. And there's so much going on that we can help you with. So get started. Anyway, thank you for being here. This is Margaret Taylor for Gateways to Wisdom. See you next time.